Hi guys, Sully here, Shamrock Forge. Today we're going to be making some Damascus six-sided dice, and I've already got the billet made up. That's the one we did on the live stream, on the last live stream. And the reason I'm making these dice is because that's going to be my 100 subscriber giveaway. I hit 100 subscribers yesterday, thanks in large part to Penny Brown, Bob at B&B Forge, Adam at What the Forge, Alan at Curiosity Forge. All of you helped me out immensely by promoting my channel and trying to give me that little boost, and I really appreciate it. And as is custom, I'm going to do the 100 sub giveaway. It's going to be some six-sided cable Damascus dice, a pair of them, and as has become custom since Penny started it. The requirements are going to be similar. I'm going to pick 3 channels that need a boost and try to get them some more subscribers. The 3 channels that I've picked are, oh gosh, it's the Pickled Hammer Forge, Mike Lowry at Lowry Forge, and Billy Martin. They're all considerably under 100 and could use a little bit of a pick-me-up. So if you would check them out and give them a subscribe, it helps us all out. Even if they don't put out any content, the numbers will help someday. So without further ado, let's get right to it. We'll do some cutting on this, and of course I'll cut the noise out later on. So. Okay, so I got 3 of them cut. They're not all the same length, but they're not going to all be the same length after I get done grinding them anyway. So next step's to put them on the belt grinder and grind them flat. Okay, so I'm taking a little break. These are the 3 cubes that I have so far, and man, they're pretty darn close. Not bad at all. I was working my butt off on the belt grinder with them, and I just kept getting further and further behind, and so I decided to try a file, and that seemed to work out a whole lot better. Now look, even just filing it, like you can see the pattern. That's the end pattern right here. You can kind of see the pattern in it. It's not etched, it's just, what was showing up by the file. And I still got to heat these and stamp the numbers in them, so there's no point in rounding the corners and doing the edges just yet, but I think these are going to be awesome. I've got 3 of them. The 4 that I cut, 3 of them were close enough that I could make them the same, the same size, give or take. And I just eyeballed this for the most part. Put them in the vise and then eyeballed it while I filed it flat and did each facet. And yeah. So I'll make 3 dice, and the best 2 go to the winner. Oh look, we rolled Damascus. The next step in the process of making these dice, fairly simple. Heat it up, put it on the anvil, kind of line up the number punch, give her a snap. Okay, now I'm looking at my regular dice here. Got 2 is facing that way, flip and rotate to the right. Flip it over that way, That's not going to work. I screwed that one up. I put a 2 on that sucker twice. I can't fix that. Okay, well, luckily I have 3 of these dice I'm making, not just 2, because if I just had 2, I'd have to start all over. For some reason, after I stamped the 2 in that last die, I didn't swap out the die, and I picked it up and I put another number 2 in it. I was able to overstamp it with a 3, but it's really deep and it's kind of deformed the die a little bit. I'll keep that one for myself, and hopefully the third one that I haven't messed with yet, I don't do that. Thanks, man. I was hoping it was kind of going to come down to aesthetics, but now it comes down to, did I screw one up? Yes, I did. Starting over on the last die. One. Put the next number in the tongs. Ah, come on, flip it. Turn it 90 degrees. Back in the forge. Okay, so we're ready for the heat treat. I've got one die, the last one I was working on, that is heated up and ready to go. You know, in retrospect, I probably should have filed the edges and the corners before I did that. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and anneal that and do that again. Yeah, that's a whole lot of work to do with sure. All right, so here we've got one of the dice in the vise there, just right in the corner. Got my little file, and what I'm trying to do is just take off any of the high spots that were left over from punching the numbers in it. So. It's about as meticulous as grinding, only not as loud. And grind it down until I'm all shiny except for the number 5 there. And there we go. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, I guess you can. Alright, now we're going in for the heat treat. Done. Two and done. All right. So I'm gonna let those. Yeah. I started cleaning them up and etch them, but that's well, I got to hand sand them and etch them. So. Still more to go, but they're now hardened steel. So, right on. So here we are on some of the most fun things in blacksmithing. Shit, that's hot.
What time are we going to start the time this morning, Jason? 7?
8.
8? 8 to what?
I don't know. What time is it?
6:15? We just got here.
What time is it though?
6:15.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 6:30.
6:30? 8 to 6:30.
I thought you meant we'll go to 6:15. I was like, no. Yeah. Lots of fun. Alright, got them down to 400 grit. Couple more grits to go and we'll have them be ready for the etch. So, I've got these dice sanded down to 800 grit and just dropped some acetone in the cup here and to kind of rinse them off and keep any of the, get all the oils from my hand off. And last night I soaked them in, or I coated them in olive oil, just because what I had handy, the little spray stuff. Oh. All right, well. For future reference, acetone eats right through a solo cup. I had no idea. Plastic stuck to it. How about that? Be right back. I gotta get another cup. New cup in hand. Not getting acetone in it.
Where's that? Oh, there it is.
I don't want to drop these dice down in the bottom of this jug. So I'm just going to pour enough ferric chloride in there to cover them up. And when I'm done, I'll pour it back in and see where it's at. So, it's going to be like 20 minutes. So, what's new? Really? Fucking good for you, man. Right on. Ooh, those look sweet. Oh man, these are gonna be awesome. All right. Check back as soon as the etch is done. Okay, so it's time to come out of the etch. And as you can see by my fingers, I've already popped one out and checked it to see what it looked like. And now I got acid all over my ring. Rinse that off. All right. All the acid's washed off. They don't look like much now. You can see there's a little bit of coloration. But now it's time to go inside and hit it with some 3000 grit and see what kind of pattern we come up with. Okay, so no big reveal. I was going to do some epic sanding like Alex Steele does, where it's all slow-mo, where they're hand sanding with on the Damascus. But the oddball die that I have, the one that I screwed up and double stamped, I didn't hand sand that one all the way down, and with that one I decided to experiment, and I used a blue 3M pad on the angle grinder and did all the sides with it instead of hand sanding it. And I just wanted to see how it would come out, and I dropped it in the etch with these two, and you know, it came out like crap. As soon as I hit it with the 3000 grit, it just took all the etch right off. Can't even tell it was etched. So it wasn't ground fine enough, and it was in the etch probably half as long. So there's that as well. But let me find the right side here. Let's go with a 6 and a 3. That works. Anyways, it's hard to see the etch through the video. It's not very good. What I wound up doing was, because as soon as I got done sanding them with the 3000 grit, they started rusting. I mean, like, immediately. The rust is showing up inside the numbers, and I'm like, ah! So I came out here and I dropped them in some boiled linseed oil and pulled them out, kind of toweled them off, and then I heated them up with a torch. And not to the point that they were smoking, because I didn't want to put any temper color into it or anything like that, but just to try to suck in some of that boiled linseed oil. And in the meantime, then I picked up a rag, and I was, you know, wiping them off with the rag, and then I dropped them into my hand and burned the crap out of myself. And yeah, right in between the webbing of my fingers, I burned myself with one of the dice when it landed just like that. And yeah, hot steel looks just like cold steel most of the time. And so at the end of this, I'm going to throw in some pictures that I took that are a little bit better resolution, and you can see the pattern in the dice. And yeah, so these are going to go to a lucky, or maybe not so lucky, one of my subscribers. They could have been better, but this is my first attempt at dice, and I don't think they're too bad. They roll pretty random. They work. I mean, honestly, is somebody going to actually use them? I don't know. Maybe. I mean, they're usable, but you know, I would imagine they're just going to kind of sit on a, you know, it's like, oh, these are, you know, Damascus dice. We don't use those. But you can use them if you want to. Totally up to you. I mean, you can heat them up and smack them and flatten them out with a hammer. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's whatever you want to do with them. But I'm gonna have to work on perfecting this, because I spent probably over the course of 3 days, maybe 3 hours making them. And not including the Damascus. It's 4 hours if you include making the Damascus, but that's not overly bad. I mean, what would a set of these sell for? I have no idea, but to get my money's worth out of them, like, you know, what I get paid for at work, that's not going to happen. But as far as fooling around, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a neat little novelty, and of course, if I was going to sell them, they'd have to be a whole lot more perfect, not kind of rhombused here and there. You know, they're not perfect cubes, because I eyeballed them. I do have a micrometer, but the micrometer was pissing me off, because I just couldn't get from one side to the other. I kept being off by 1/10 of an inch or 1/100th of an inch, and I was like, all right, screw it. I'm just going to eyeball it, and it's going to have to be good enough. So, cable Damascus dice. And till next time, keep on forging on.